How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Reagan Harrell. That is former All-American shortstop for the Midland Warriors, Carly Pfitzer. And this is season three, episode one of NAISB. Carly, how's it going?
Dude, I am excited to be back.
We are back. Yeah. I feel like for like 5 months out of the year, I'm a football. And then like January comes and it's like, okay, still football. We're still locked in on football, but then just start turning a little more round.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm soaking in the football we have left, but I'm peeping the softball on the schedule.
it is beautiful. It is the most wonderful time of the year. And we're not going to talk any football at all. We thought about it. I'm good. I don't want to talk about Chiefs. I don't want to talk about any of just the pain and suffering that was yesterday. But Carly, before we get into this episode, let's break down what this episode is going to be. So we're super excited to be back talking NAI softball with all of you. Obviously, it's a great year. Season three. How much this has grown, how big last year was. No doubt the addition of Carly to the podcast, huge. We got a great team coming into this year. Connor Darnell helping us on graphics, along with Madison White is going to be with us as well. Carly, we got a great team. This is undoubtedly year three, the biggest year for NAISB. No question on that. Now, season one was great. Look, that was the foundation. We're getting started. We're setting a reputation. We're doing something new. Me and Taylor Thomas rocking and rolling. We're doing this thing, talking some NAI softball. Just two guys that love some softball. Come on. Season two, boom. All right, now we've got an actual softball head. We got a seam head. We got an All-American on, rocking and rolling, more reputation, getting to travel, getting to go to Oregon. You have it snow in May for the Cascade tournament. Have an awesome World Series that had the most one-run games ever. What a World Series that was last year. What an ending that was. But now season three, Carly, NAISB officially puts its stamp on the NAI softball world. That will be February 21st, 22nd, 23rd at Fire Lake Ball Fields in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Carly, before we talk about the following teams, the GPAC, Heart of America, Crossroads, Mid-South, Chicagolands, the Cascade, and the American Midwest. We're going to talk those conferences today. The rest of the conferences will be coming out on Friday's episodes. We'll also have the first ever edition of Marsh's Pick of the Week. Today will be LSU Alexandria versus my alma mater, the Weber International University Warriors. They play Thursday. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode. But let's talk about it, Carly. The NAISB Invitational, 21 teams, 11 states, 11 of the top 25, six of the top 10 converge for one weekend in Oklahoma. This is going to be epic.
Yeah, dude. I mean, all the teams that we have got in this tournament, it's like a baby preseason World Series.
Yeah, it is. I mean, just phenomenal teams. I can't thank the coaches enough. I mean, obviously all 21, but especially teams like Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon, Cumberland's, Freed Hardman, Monterey, making literally hundreds of miles flights and so much of an investment. I cannot thank these teams enough, Carly. Obviously for putting their trust in us to put on a good tournament, and I'm super excited. This is I think something that will become a tradition in the sport moving forward.
Yeah.
But let's look at some of the games just briefly before we start talking about the conference. You know very well, obviously, in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Friday, 10 a.m., USAO Cumberland's on field one to get the party started. That ain't a bad way to
By
kick
the way,
off. Oh man, number two versus number three. I mean, just off rip, you're going to have no tell. I'm this game is going to set the tone, I think, and all those 10 a.m. games. I mean, you got Oklahoma City, Freed Hardman, Mobat playing Montreat, and Baker playing MacU at the same. So I think you really are going to have a little bit of a tone setter there. Like, see who's pitching their number ones against this team, who's going with their number two, who's saving this. I'm like, do we see off the bat? We get Lindsay versus Sophie off the bat in the circle against those lineups, man. That would be something. But
fingers
just
crossed.
looking elsewhere on Friday, Carly, what are some other games that are sticking out to you?
I really love the 2:30 slate, Oklahoma City, Southern Oregon. I think that game is gonna it's gonna slap.
Yeah, I
As
mean,
well as CMU, Oregon Tech.
yeah, the two Oregon
30
schools,
games.
they are getting their money's worth, and not even on the schedule. You got Oregon Tech playing USAO on Thursday in a doubleheader, making me kind of come out a day early to the Sooner State in February to check out some pretty good NAIA softball. But yeah, I mean Oklahoma City, Southern Oregon. I mean the two dominant forces of the sport. That is your I mean, that's the two standards of NAI softball over the last 15 years. I mean, those are the two programs that people are trying to replicate. Now, obviously, there is a new sheriff in town, and we aren't talking about the Red River this episode, but let's not forget Our Lady of the Lake, a team not able to make do some conference scheduling, but man, don't forget about Olu. There's a new sheriff in town, and they're not number one team coming in a lot of people's eyes. And even, I don't know if you saw it. Again, we'll talk Red River
We'll
on
talk.
Friday, but there were a couple coaches that did not vote them to finish number one in the Red River, which I'm sure if we know Coach Bruce Lennington, that is plastered in a locker room in West San Antonio.
Yeah.
Moving on to Saturday though, for this awesome invitational. How about Cumberland's versus Southern Oregon and USAO against Hope International? While we also have MacU, and we will talk sooner. Was probably some of the biggest staff hires of the year happening with Mid America Christian. They welcome in the veteran coach Pat Reardon and Central Methodist. You also have Campbellsville versus Avila, fun game there to get things started on Saturday. But man, Carly, look at that 12:15 and 2:30 slate. I mean, pick out some of those just epic matchups that await
That's
those
that's
buildings.
what I'm looking at. I'm looking at USAO, Southern Oregon, CMU, Northwestern, Oklahoma City, Oregon Tech. Those are all just the 12:15s.
Oh my God.
Not even, I mean, you get the 2:30 Benedictine,
Entree, yeah.
Montreat, Oklahoma City Hope International, Freed Hardman Baker. I mean, Mobap, Arizona Christian. We got a rock star of a schedule cooking up.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, just great. We finished things up with five good ones Saturday. Avila playing a doubleheader with Midland and Baker. Baker plays Cumberland's and Avila, Campbellsville, Southern Oregon, Columbia, and Hope International. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot more about these games when we get to the middle of February, but just wanted to start that off. I mean, a tall and setter for season three, episode one. We're coming with the fire this year, folks. Like, we're not just going to talk content. We're not just going to talk softball. We are going to do everything we can to show what this sport is all about. I'm fired. I'm fired up. Carly, you ready to talk about the conference you made pretty good killing in for your career?
Yeah, we're going to start off with the old GPAC conference. Last year, Northwestern swept both the regular season and the conference. Coming into this year, they're ranked preseason number one in the GPAC. Um, right behind them, Midland, number two, came in second in the conference tournament. They lose some pretty big bats in Ronnie Foote, Amanda Schmaderer. They lose Aaliyah Rincon in the circle. But they do bring in six newcomers, a couple transfers that they're excited about. And they got Peyton Kohler in the circle, Reese Floro. Uh, Moving on, Concordia, number five, return pitcher Megan Urich. She had a pretty good year last year. Um, Lacey Joseph, Kylie Schottenkirk. They also have six newcomers this year. Dakota Wesleyan coming at number nine, return Peyton Badgley, McKinley Mole. Looking to make some waves this year, heading into year three under Coach Downs' leadership. Briarcliff, number eight, got Riley Kane, Skylar Bainter coming back. Added assistant coach Mike Leapley, um, who was one of my summer coaches a few years back. Good guy.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, good guy. Hastings College, number 10, return Lauren Schneider, Lexi Mudloff, three newcomers and Lauren Lee, Anna, and Kaylee Pineo. Doane University, they come in at number six. Faith Molina, right-handed pitcher, Grace Dowding, and Anna Prowner, two strong outfielders for them. Bring in a couple pitchers and utility players. Dort comes in at number three. They're actually my dark horse for this season. I could see them making a run in the conference tournament. Um, They bring back Chloe Cruz and Lauren Streensta. Got four new newcomers, and coaches are excited about the pitching staff. It's going to remain the same. Should be competitive this season. And they got some newcomers that should make a pretty good thump in their lineup. And then last but not least, College of St. Mary. They come in at number 11 in the preseason poll. Return Shaylin Campbell, Megan Garcia, and Ella Watts.
Yeah, so first I'll just thanks all the coaches that have taken time to fill out these questionnaires, mostly what we're going off of, and I'm sure there's some coaches that probably gotten tired of seeing my phone pop up or my name pop up on their phone in the last couple of weeks, ringing them up. Come on, like I said, January softballs. Like I tell all the coaches, Carl, I feel like the last 2 weeks has been like Christmas Eve every day. I'm ready to rock and roll, ready to get talking some softball.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, for this conference, I look at Midland. It's a team I'm really intrigued by.
Mhm.
Carly, what do they do in th this really now post World Series era? And a lot of those big stars from 23, you included, have are no longer at Midland. Their team, I'm really glad we get to see in Shawnee. It's like, all right, we get to see that test. They have some other really big ones early in the year. We'll find out what they're like. I think you're spot on with Dort too. The coaches seem to agree. They vote them third in the conference. But Carly, this is Northwestern's conference to lose, I believe, coming in.
Yeah. I mean, they bring back Gwen Mickelson. Pretty sure she won Player of the Year last year.
Correct.
I've got her winning it again this year. And then Kate Kralik, I got winning Pitcher of the Year. Northwestern came just one game short of the World Series last year. And I'm thinking that it left a little bit of a sour taste in their mouth. And I think they're going to come out with a vengeance this year.
Yeah, they're going to be a they're always right up there, and I think you're absolutely right. I thought last year Northwestern was a team that stayed in my Columbus 10 for the majority of the year. I thought what this is back-to-back years of this, right? Being right there close to the World Series, not being able to get through to Columbus. I thought after Midland did it, not only did it, it was in a year again where Northwestern was at the top, and Midland not only goes to Columbus, has a nice little run there. I think now 2 years of it, they now know how to, maybe control those ups and downs, those highs and lows of postseason softball a little bit more. I think this is absolutely a year where Northwestern could break through, and I do think they will sweep the regular season and the conference tournament as well.
I agree.
Well, we'll move on to second conference, and its conference we're really excited that's making 2025 special as well. It's the Heart of America. So we did the preseason media day with the Heart of America. I'll be pretty brief with the Heart preview for a couple reasons. One, you can go and watch those on the Heart of America YouTube channel. Good, like 10-15 minute interviews with all the coaches and a player that they brought on, talking about their season coming up. Another reason is Carly and I are going to be talking with their commissioner, Nick Rule, coming up for a little bit more in-depth in season or season breakdown for the Heart of America. NAIA SB, we are super excited to be partnering with the great conference that had four teams in the opening round last year. And Carly, I think it's fair to say that that's a doable number again for the Heart of America heading into 2025.
Oh, absolutely. I got to witness, I went down to Cedar Rapids last year, watched the conference tournament. I got to witness a lot of competitive games with a lot of talented players. I don't see any reason why they couldn't do it again this year.
Yeah, like I said, we'll have a full episode talking about all the teams and media day with their commissioner probably next week, not before we have our next episode on Friday. But um, yeah, I mean, it was a fun conference towards the end of the year. Last year, we saw Baker really make a strong push to the end. Saw Grandview make a strong push, but looking into last year, man, Central Methodist, they were the team. I think, I mean, Carly, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a team that I said more after each week? This team's winning the national championship. Like they were my national championship, I think more
Yeah,
than anybody.
yeah.
Yeah, they towards the end of the year, just things. wouldn't say fall apart. You made the World Series, you made the World Series, but there were some uncharacteristic losses. They got upset a couple times in the postseason. They lost to Benedictine. They got sent to the losing bracket by Iwu, yeah, in their opening round. But you talk about the resiliency. You talk about the veteran leadership at the head coaching spot and how much talent that team had all around it. They were able to battle back out of the losers bracket twice. Unfortunately, Carly, you know how much that's got to take out of you emotionally, physically, everything. They got to Columbus. Gas was, maybe not as much gas in the tank as some of these other teams. When you get to Columbus, you got to have everything into the tank because you can have one bad inning, just like they did against USAO. They lost that game to the Drovers 4-3, but it was just one tough inning, really. I think, yeah, third inning, USAO dropped a 4 spot. It's the difference between an 8-3 ball game and a 4-3 ball game heading into the sixth and seventh innings of that. And they did have a good response early against Southern Oregon in the bottom half of the bracket in Columbus. Scored too early against the Raiders and then dropped 3-2. So it's a tough question. And when I ask a couple coaches heading into the season, like, how do you deal with that? Like, so you start in January, and you deal with in a lot of these NAI schools, towns, and cold weather, dealing with playing softball in January, February, heading into March. All right, now, all right, warm weather. Congratulations, you're in conference now. Boom, boom, boom. Then conference tournament opening round after 50 freaking games is sometimes a little bit tough. And I think that's going to be the answer that the Eagles are going to have to answer if they do get back to Columbus this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just looking elsewhere in the conference, they don't have a preseason poll out yet. But just looking elsewhere, like at the top of the conference, and I'll be pretty quick with the Heart. Baker went 34-16 last year. Remember they lost in the Chickasha opening round, probably one of the best games of the season. They were on the losing side of USAO. They got some huge names coming back. You got Tess Eubanks, Savannah Bray, Riley Phillips in the lineup. Carly in the circle, possible pitcher of the year candidate coming back, and Kira Baker, not too shabby, huh?
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited to see her go to work.
Yeah, absolutely. She's like no, she dealt with a little bit of an injury, missed a little bit of time, 24. Look for her to come back for big time junior year in 2025. And I know Coach Tony Alston, he's obviously going to be really excited to be there for the first full year as a head coach. He did a really good job picking up in the middle of the year the interim role and then getting that team as far as they did. Think about it, Carly. If they win that game against USAO, they're a game away from the World Series, and most likely they no get beating USAO once it is tough, but they would have to, USAO probably would have had to beat Baker twice, assuming Baker that's who they would have played them, assuming on that one.
Yeah.
But man,
I low key forgot about that game, and you bringing it up, man, that was an electric game.
yeah, I mean, what 3-0 rolling, and then Selfridge grand slam. Oh my God,
Yeah. Yeah.
what a game! Um, looking elsewhere, a couple more teams want to talk about. Also, Central Methodist Baker, two teams coming to Shawnee. Can't wait to see them in action, as well as the Benedictine Ravens. So if y'all follow me on Twitter and know only one fan base really didn't exactly love my way too early Columbus 10. I did put Benedictine in there, and it's because I'm super high on what they have returning back. I think they have a dark horse pitcher of the year candidate that maybe gets, I want to say, what do I want to say, overlooked. I think Bailey Selvage is pretty well known in the heart of America, but there's a ton of big names, especially in the circle in that conference. And one that maybe didn't pop up as much on many people's radar. Not going to let that happen again this year. I think Bailey Selvage wanted to look out for. They return a lot of innings outside of her as well. My question for Benedictine, what can they do to replace some really big names in the lineup? Cassidy James, Bailey Kenora, Claire Heights. That's going to be my big question for Coach Hunt and the Ravens. If they're able to do that and they're able to produce runs, they've got some talented freshmen coming in and some freshmen now becoming sophomores. Obviously, you talk about a freshman works, a freshman or sophomore heavy lineup. That can raise some questions, but I'm really confident what they have in the circle. I think they're going to be really sound again defensively, but really young players, if they're able to step up with the bats, I think this is one of the most dangerous teams in the country. But like I said, those three names, James, Knorr, Heights, you got to replace that production, and that's not an easy task at all. Look, and I tell you, similar boat, Grandview Vikings. What a push at towards the end of last season for Coach Lou's side, man. 33 and 19. They couldn't quite get over the Central Methodist hump. Hey, about 50 some other teams are right there with you. They couldn't quite get over that hump in the tournament, but they picked up three really nice wins. Good win against Baker too, but who replaces Jessica Wall Jasper on both ends is obviously the big question with the bat with the glove. I think they've got a really good answer with what they're doing pitching wise. They bring back Matty Huseman and they bring in a couple of nice pitchers as well. We'll see what the lineup looks like, but if we know Grandview, it's going to be small. It's going to be some good small ball, a little bit of pop here and there, sound offensively, and good pitching. And those four teams, they're coming to Shawnee. They're coming off of opening round bursts. I think they're going to be right back in the mix again this year. Man, this is such a deep conference this year. It was last year one of the top conferences as far as just top to bottom talent. I think we're gonna get that again this year. I think Mid America Nazarene's going to be really solid. They went 30 and 23 last year. They bring back a solid pitcher and Grace Beerlich as well as their catcher and Allie Van Lanker. They've got a couple of newcomers in Molly Nikas, Eliana Goff, and Lauren Schneider. So I think the Pioneers are going to be in the mix as well when it comes to postseason time. Mount Mercy, a little bit of a down year last year, 25 and 23 in the tournament. I believe they went 0 and 2 in the tournament. You got me? You hear me?
Yeah, I still hear you.
You still
Mike's
hear me?
just, yeah.
It might. All right. Sorry, audio listeners. Mike just kind of went in and out. But Mount Mercy, look, they're leaning. They are looking to lean on their pitching again. That Mount Mercy softball to a T. They return Alyssa McElvin back as well as bringing a couple of nice freshman pitchers as well. I look at those being a couple of the dark horses in Mid America Naz and Mount Mercy. Again, we're gonna go a little bit more into the Heart of America, but I think those are my four teams I think can win the Heart of America, and those are two teams that I think could, if they get hot during the tournament, could be certainly right in the mix. Watch out for Clark as well, and Clark University and Park University are two other teams I would certainly watch, but we'll talk a little bit more Heart softball in a separate episode as part of our deal with the Heart of America in 2025. Now, if there was one conference, Carly, that was maybe a little bit deeper, a little bit more competitive than
Yeah.
the Heart of America, you'd certainly argue it being the Crossroads Conference.
Yeah. I mean, two really good teams that made very deep postseason runs. I mean, Marion, they finished the year 46 and 12. They win the Crossroads. IWU giving Marion a run for their money almost all year long, 42 and 15. And like you said, just came up couple runs short of making their trip to Columbus. But starting off with IWU, they returned NAIA first team All-American Briley Bilger, huge bat for them, and first team All-Conference outfielder Morgan Yeater. They got a couple key newcomers. We'll start with Whitney Waddell, freshman shortstop, five other All-State freshmen, and then the big pickup of the offseason, pitcher Jordan Ball from CMU.
I mean, look, it's just not one. We know there's going to be some transfers. Like we know that in college sports, it happens. Carly, when that came across our desk this summer, I mean, it was hard for me not to just go just like all over Troy. It was like respect, hey, respect what happened. Don't react to it. Like it's just another transfer, just another
Yeah.
transfer. But
Some some fits are better for others.
sure, but this was the biggest get of the offseason outside of maybe one bat that St. Thomas got that we can talk about in the Sun Conference preview. But as far as pitching goes, this was the biggest pickup. This is what look, they had to replace Wags. That
Yep.
was a big question mark. It's like, okay, you're bringing a ton back in the lineup. What can you do pitching? Can you, maybe go get a JUCO? Can you go? How about that?
How about Jordy Ball?
How about that? I mean, congratulations, Coach
Yeah.
Babs.
Yeah. Big pickup that I think could push them over the hump of Marion. But Marion here, they bring back first team All-American Abby Madeir, Crossroads Pitcher of the Year for three in a row, Olivia Stunkel, Abby Hoffman.
Hey, don't forget. Some of the best all speed stuff in the country is still right down the road from the Wild.
Yeah. Anna Pritchett, Haley Green. They bring in five new newcomers and they got eight of their starters returning. So Marion, I mean, really bringing back almost the same team as last year and then a couple newcomers in their back pocket. Moving on to Mount Vernon, Nazarene. They return Kira Meyer, Nadia Hoffman, Molly Pence, and some newcomers from as well, Sophie Durbin, Dakota Steffen. Goshen, also bringing back some starters in Shay Van Scoter, Esme Pico, four newcomers as well. Huntington, they return Gina Moore, Jessica Duvall, and Tim Averill will be leading Huntington in his first season as their head coach. He spent 3 years as their associate. Um, should be starting pretty much where they left off. They've added Molly Long, a Huntington alum and Hall of Famer, to their pitching staff. Should give them a good push there in the circle. They're excited for the year. Feels though their leadership has stepped up. Think their program is probably ready to go to the next level. Taylor University, they return Kaylee Larkin, Livy Lehman, and Madison Stangridge. They have a newcomer in JC Kitchen. And my dark horse for this conference, I got Spring Arbor.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
that's my dark horse. Could be a hot take, could not be. That's what I'm really liking looking at these preseason stuff.
Yeah.
They return Summer Ambler, Grace Lance, Peyton Grange, and I really like their pickup in the circle. Emily Underwood, transfer from Concordia Ann Arbor, went 21-3 last year, 1.66 ERA, 170 Ks, pitcher of the year. And with the return of their seven starters and the addition of Underwood, I think they can make a little noise.
I like it. Hey, good coach there as well. I absolutely love it. Real quick, bad podcasting on my end. We forgot to do our player of the year pitcher all our Heart of America stuff. I tell you what, we'll
Back
save
it
it.
up. I
We'll
jumped
save
the gun.
we'll save it. How about
Okay.
we'll save it
Okay.
for our episode with Nick. We'll save it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
There we go. We did it on purpose. See?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Hey,
Thought
hey.
that.
Coach is listening. Is your squad going to look as good the first episode or first game, or you want to look good towards the World Series? We're working it in too. We're working it in too.
We are. We are. We had to even do a dry run through before we started. So,
Uh,
yes.
but for the Crossroads, Carly, let's hear. Let's do it for real this time with the Crossroads. Let's hear some end of year predictions. For again maybe one of the most competitive conferences in the country.
Yeah, I got for the tournament, I got Iowa going all the way. I think Coach Babs is going to get it done, especially with the addition of Jordy Ball, and then Morgan Eater and Briley Bilger behind her. So I got Iowa going all the way. But as far as player of the year, Briley Bilger, and then pitcher of the year, I got Olivia Stunkel. Got to go for four. Got to go for four in a row.
Gotta go for four. I feel like the smart money's all on Olivia. A lot of the quick money definitely went to Jordan.
Yeah,
Picking her.
yeah.
They're gonna be
It's gonna
good.
be a good duel.
It's gonna be a fun conference again. I I think the conference may even be better than it was last year, which is crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think there, and I mean, this is me just being completely honest here. I think there is a little bit of potential for us to see a little bit more of a gap between Iowa and Marion and the field,
Hmm.
but don't. I'm all with you with the Spring Arbor. I think that's a really good take. That's my dark horse as well. I get to see about all of these teams too come down for the Space Coast games. So I get a good look at them.
Yeah.
we'll actually get to see St. Thomas play Indiana Wesleyan and Marion. So would love to see that. Maybe like number one pitching transfer versus number one batting transfer. We'll square down in Melbourne.
Yeah, a little showdown.
Count me in, twist my arm, twist my arm. Let's go to the Mid-South. Let's talk a little Mid-South softball because that was a conference that I think everybody had would have said getting into that conference tournament that, and we saw this with a couple conferences. Saw it with Red River, saw it with the Mid-South, where thought the Columbus Patriots were going to run away with that. Not necessarily run away, but they were going to win that conference tournament just like they handily won the regular season. Anything can happen in this sport. Freed Hardman won that conference tournament, beating the Cumberland's Patriots twice. But Cumberland's did go 49-9, not a bad year.
Yeah.
Coach Bailey Dillander and her awesome staff there in Williamsburg, Kentucky, which, by the way, I went for the opening round, as y'all know, last year. Ton of flowers then, more flowers now. I'd love to come back to beautiful Williamsburg. Great place. Anyways, they dominated that opening round. Three games where the pitching staff only allowed one run. Bats got done what they needed to. And in Columbus, it was a familiar story, Carly. They could not get over that Oregon Tech hump.
Yep. It's those owls.
Yeah, them hours were tough. Maybe I should wish we could have worked that one into Oklahoma this year. Oregon Tech versus Cumberland. I don't know if but look, for Cumberland's, if you've got questions about the lineup, then I'm going to laugh at you. Quite
Yeah.
honestly, this is probably the best lineup or one of the best lineups as far as just returning power. At least the Gaynor twins are back. You've got Adkins, Turnbow, and Carly Oliver. I tell you, I'm calling right now. I think Bailey Turnbow is going to have an absolutely massive year. I think you're looking at first team All American and first base right there. Of course, you look at you got Carly Oliver at second base. I think that's the best right side of the infield
Oh
heading in.
yeah. Yeah. Curly Oliver don't miss ground balls.
No, no brick wall, just brick
Yep.
wall,
Yep.
right side. And that's big because I want to say they don't, I wouldn't necessarily say questions in the circle, but they do have some roles that they need to fill. Now, Lindsay Shope is obviously a great arm to have back, a ton of experience. Expect her to step in and be the ace for the Pats this year. But they bring in a couple of newcomers, the two that they're most excited about: Jess Cord, pitcher from Chat State, and Mar Howell, a transfer from Lee U, a Division II transfer, and a really good. If we know, just looking off some of the JUCO talent that they've brought in there, Amber Gaynor, Jade Gaynor, just thinking about that. Go and get a pitcher and Cord, another one, and a solid D2 transfer in Howell. Looks like Cumberland's they're reloading where they need to reload, and they've got back what they need to get back. And a group that's got to be motivated. A third place finish a couple of years ago, what is that, fifth or sixth, something like that. Last year, you got to think that there's only one thing on this group's mind heading into 2025, Carly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want that red banner.
Yeah.
But I do think in this run for the Patriots that they've had over the last few years, this will be the toughest road they've had to go through in a regular season. One, just their non-conference is insane non-conference. Like even outside of Oklahoma, really tough non-conference. Then you get into conference. I really like Freed Harbin. I mean, they return a ton of speed and athleticism. Carly Quillen has got Player of the Year potential written all over her. Brinley Corsar, excuse me, Eggleston comes back along with Kylie Brown in the circle. I'm gonna keep my eyes on Krista Warren. That's a newcomer to watch for me for Freed Hardman. Team also coming out to Oklahoma, a ton of experience. Good to see what they're about. Also, and then like I said, real quick before I move to Campbellsville, Freed Hartman 31-18 last year. I think that number goes up. I would definitely take over 31 and a half wins for Freed Hartman. I see this being a team that wins 35 to 40 games. I think it's something very similar with Campbellsville. I really like Coach Watson's side. I mean, you look at her and Coach Humphrey as well, two very veteran coaches And for Campbellsville, going 29-18 last year, Jesse Daniels was the Mid-South Conference Freshman of the Year. Bring back another really talented player in Pitcock. They lost Metcalf in the middle of the year to an injury. She returns back. But what's really got me intrigued about Campbellsville is looking at what they have coming in. Corey Harris, a shortstop transfer from Ball State. Hannah Hackworth is another transfer uh, outfielder for them, as well as Jillian Jeffers, another transfer from JAL, along with Hannah. They've added depth, they've added athleticism. Will the pitching be answered this year for Campbellsville? That's my big question for her side coming in. But they've got some talent coming in. I think they're going to be solid. And obviously, when you look at the Mid South, those are your three names that there are three teams that are expected to come in. So now my question is, who can change that? Who is going to throw their hat in the ring and start stealing, stealing series from those two teams, stealing one or two here or there from Cumberland's? And I think this year, Carly, it's the Lindsey Wilson Blue Raiders. Man, w- pro, w- trying to think about how I want to word it. So let's talk about two teams in the conference that have brought in some talent, but this may be the most talented class coming in. Now, some teams that they just need a piece here and there. I think this is a team that's been building. They went 25-24 last year. Watch out. They give me a little bit of Benedictine vibes, kind of a float around 500 team, and then bam, last year. Okay, wow. All right, Benedictine's now one of the 25 best teams. Watch out for Lindsey Wilson, obviously a very storied NAIA program. They won a ton of games, but they bring in a couple freshmen in Nora Epley and Caden Rogers, as well as Haley Roberts, and then some JUCO transfer Haley Farnsworth from College of South Idaho. Taya Manzaranis from College of Southern Idaho as well. Grayson College transfer and Samantha Hartman, and then a Miami-Dade College transfer and Adavea Fowler. They're really, really excited about these newcomers. They think they can make an immediate impact, and they've built a good culture there. Watch out for Lindsey Wilson out of the Mid-South for me as being my dark horse team. I'm gonna
I
have
like that.
I'm gonna have a sip of sweet tea real quick. There we go.
Back on the sweet tea grind.
Oh man. Oh man. Made some good sweet tea. Made some sweet tea and burgers and made some buffalo chicken dip for those games, for the NFL games.
Oh, I love some good Buffy chicky dip.
Hey, real simple, real simple. All right. Hey, everybody listening, let me drop some knowledge. Let me drop some knowledge on you real quick on some Buffy chicky dip. So four cans of chicken breast. No juice, obviously. No juice.
No
Six,
fresh chicken?
hmm?
No fresh chicken?
You can go fresh chicken. You don't need it really. Like trust. You can go. That now you got me. I know how my buffalo chicken dip tastes. Gosh dang it, I know it's good. But go with that. 16 ounces of ranch, 8 ounces cream cheese, Texas Pete to your liking. 30 minutes at 350. No tin foil. And then I'm sorry, 30 minutes 350 with tin foil. Then take the tin foil off. Give it another 10 minutes for that little crisp on top. Serve with Tostino scoops. Bada bang, bada bang. Pretty good. All right. As far as Mid-South softball, Carly, I do like Bethel University. They could be a team to watch out for. They bring back Carnell, Carey, Lauren Rimsnyder, and Kinsley Cawthers as they bring in a very talented class. They're pretty excited about it. It seems like Amelia Sherrill, Amy Benson, Phelan Jordan, Jalen Wires, to name a couple. Bethel, you can watch out for. We'll see what happens with Cumberland. They bring back Abby Chappell, who had some really big moments for them last year, along with Carly Clenyard and JC Hatfield. So we'll see. Oh, and Georgetown as well. They bring back Aliana Pierce, Kinsley Lucas, Emma Cummings, Stevie Shepard. They bring in Addie Watson, Katie Dennis. and Michaela Clay. For my Mid-South predictions, I want to get cheeky. I can't get cheeky. Pat sweep. Pat sweep. Now obviously it didn't happen last year. I think it happens this year. I think they are that they will bring it home. Now last year they swept player of the year and pitcher of the year. I do think they get pitcher of the year. I think Shope is going to have that really big year that they're going to need from her. However, I said she had player of the year potential earlier, and I meant it. I'm gonna pick Carly Quillen. Watch her. Like I said, I think Freed Hardman is a team that's going to sniff 40 wins, and I think Carly's going to be a big reason why. Let's go with Freed Hardman's speedster to win player of the year.
Okay, I like that.
Good, good, good. All right. And yeah, Chicago Lane.
And all right. 2024 St. Xavier, they claimed their fourth straight tournament title. They defeated St. Francis. Um, so starting out with Olivet Nazarene, they returned Ali Tim, Gwen Bender, Zoe Oshiro. They got two key newcomers in Autumn Adamick and Shyler Bowes. And then they added an assistant and pitching coach to their circle, Coach Nicole Calandra. Should give them a little bit of a push there. University of St. Francis came really close last year. They got two key returners in they got in Morgan Smarto and Emily Hurst. They also returned Kirsten Manning, Rose Moaro, Jalen Taylor, Emily Boyle. That's six of the nine. They got Alyssa Moreno in her first season at the helm of head coach. I'm interested to see how that plays out. But they're not losing a lot of talent, so shouldn't be too big of a change. Trinity Christian, they return Miley Hallman, Alex Hoffman, Katie Lorscheider, pick up a transfer in Ari Ikes and Lauren Packard, and they add a couple assistant coach, Rick Jadrin and Faith Brunis. 11 returners, 12 newcomers this year. Should be an interesting mix. The Turbo, in their first season in the CCAC, they're excited to have back Morgan Fuhrer. She's back on the mound. She missed last season with an ACL injury. They've added depth in their pitching staff with Madison Schultz and Michaela Madrid. They got a strong returning class with Morgan Fuhrer, Megan Jardine, Marissa Carter, Michaela Nortman. Looking to see what Viterbo can do in the CCAC this year. St. Ambrose Fighting Bees returned Shai Eidrick, 51 stolen bases last year. Becca Hogg, Leah Morrow. They got 7 key newcomers, and they expect to compete in the CCAC this year and the championships. Indiana University South Bend, they return Maddie Leischer, Savannah Hamilton, Abby Arnell. A couple newcomers along with new leadership under Anna Danke. And Judson University, they return Tati Chavez, Braylee Weiser, and Haley Slaymaker. And they got a couple new newcomers as well, Cynthia Alvalar and Kate Hrinda. I do still have my money on St. Xavier going all the way this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if St. Francis made a pretty deep run. And who knows, maybe stopped them from a fifth straight tournament title.
Yeah, I've got to see St. Francis play in the Williamsburg opening round. I was really impressed with them. I mean, they were a really, really good 4 seed. 4 seed, yeah, 4 seed or 5 seed. No, I can't remember. Really good low seed.
Yeah, 4.
I mean, yeah, 'cause Tennessee Wesleyan was the 5.
Yeah.
They were a really solid team. Showed a lot of fight. And I mean, they returned arguably one of the best pitchers in. I'll say definitely in the conference. I mean, one of the better arms returning, especially in the northeast kind of part of the NAIA world, or I guess north. Yeah, you say northeast part of the NAIA world is because the map is kind of like cut off right there at Point Park. There's not much outside there, but yeah, I mean, Kirsten Manning's a really solid arm for them, and I could see that. But like I said, if you want to take the crown, you got to come take it. And St. Xavier is has worn that crown very, very well. I don't see it coming off either.
Yeah, if you wanna beat the champs, you gotta beat the champs. But let's see here. Player of the year, I got Aubrey Wobel. And pitcher of the year, like you said, University of St. Francis, one of their key returners, Kirsten Manning, 10-3 on the year last year, 1.96 ERA. Um, yeah,
I don't know. I don't think the St. Xavier didn't fill that out. So I don't know if Warble's
I
back.
didn't have anything on that.
I should have contacted them. I'm not sure if Warble's back is the only thing.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm like, hey, like I said, like first episode, we're gonna keep these trucking. We're good. We're
I'm doing
good.
quick research.
All right. Here we can pause it real quick. She is back.
She's
She's
back.
back. I'm tripping. She's a freshman. Or was a freshman.
Yeah,
What was that? I was thinking about the pitcher, Summers. That's
there
what
you go. Yeah,
first episode. First episode.
forgive us.
Forgive us. Um, yeah, anything else, or do you want to head up to the Pacific Northwest?
Let's hit the Pacific Northwest.
Oh boy. Whoa boy. The Cascade Collegiate Conference. Look, I know this year the SEC football may have been down, but this is the SEC football of NAIA softball. America, Crossroads, fantastic conferences, but look, I came back from that tournament. I'm like, oh yeah, this has got a little extra juice to it with the folks out here in the snow, in the cold, breezing in May, watching some Eastern Oregon or some Oregon Tech or Southern Oregon College of Idaho or UBC or Carroll, the Montana teams in their last year in
Yeah.
the Cascade. It's a big year all around for the Cascade. Carly, you know, split this one up. We got to both talk about this conference. It was an epic conference tournament. Eastern Oregon won it. I mean, so huge for Coach Nicole Christian and her program. Regular season champs were Oregon Tech. But Carly, I feel like all three of these teams coming in, Eastern Oregon, Oregon Tech, and Southern Oregon, the Oregon trio.
Yeah. I mean, we've been picking who we think's gonna win. I couldn't really pick one. I mean,
I mean,
either three could take it. I mean, I'm really leaning a little bit towards Oregon Tech, but I would not be one bit surprised if it was Eastern Oregon or Southern Oregon.
yeah, I mean you can't forget about College of Idaho,
Yeah.
of course either. But let's talk questionnaire stuff, and then we can get into it. We just go team for team. You want to start with Eastern Oregon?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take Eastern. They return a lot of big names that were part of the team last year. They got Kylie Parsons, Madeline Durham, Hannah and Haley Tyree, Madison Olson, Kelly Monaghan, Kate Evans, and Lee Berry. They do add a little bit of strength to their team. They got some newcomers in Hope Burke, Taylor Brewer, Raygun Clipper, and Alexis Blankenship. I think Lex Blankenship and Taylor Brewer are going to be huge additions for EOU this year. And they got Emily Berry back. She's cleared from her ACL injury,
Who's
which
back?
had her early exit in her 2024 season. So yeah, I think Eastern Oregon is a little stacked this year.
Oh, they're gonna be great. Look, obviously you lose one of the best players to put on Eastern Oregon uniform, Kaylee Hoskins, but Kylie Parsons. I mean that's an ace by
Oh yeah.
every stretch. That is an ace, and I think they've got a nice staff around her. But that lineup is so dead gum dangerous. I mean, so much experience. Now a group that one knows how to win. No, you win that tournament. Period. You win that tournament at your rival's house.
Yeah. In the
You know
snow.
how to win. You know how to win. And I think the lineup's going to be better. I mean, like, how is this lineup not improve, which is terrifying? And I don't know. I mean, because now we can just go to the Oregon Tech Owls, who return Casey Schmidt. I mean, not a bad name to be in the circle, but you got JC Sievert, Nita Cook, Puake, and Milborn. They may have clipped that little part about, oh, Cumberland is a team we beat in Columbus every year. You you don't think Nita Cook and Puake and Milborn aren't the best right side of the infield of the country? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, some big names, of course, the shortstop position. They have to replace Caleb Mick. That's going to be a big spot. They bring in Gina Allen, Hayden Rockwell, and Sawyer Stinson. They're going to be really solid. No, they're going to be really well coached. I mean, three All-American JUCO transfers we just talked about right there. Really solid rotation to go around. Schmidt, obviously, there, there's two teams. It feels like punch their ticket to Columbus every single year. It's Oregon Tech, it's Southern Oregon. I don't see that changing.
Yeah.
We don't have a questioner back yet on Southern Oregon, but everything I've heard, I mean, it's a flipped roster. And it's not, I mean, coming from other sources, I would be very scared about the Southern Oregon Raiders. Now, as long as Coach Jess Pistola is there, that's why you should
Yeah.
be. But
Yeah.
what I've heard, they have brought in some top notch talent. As we will obviously learn about it. We'll be talking more about it. Southern Oregon's going to be legit, but you talk about some returning production in the lineup. Lolo Walker's back for College of Idaho. I'm sure the Yotes were waiting for their turn. Ambry Jones, Abby Brooks, Ashley Nixon, Maddie Powell, some really solid names coming back to their lineup. Obviously, Hattie Haruza is a name missing from there. They've got to figure out what's going to be of the pitching staff. No Annie Polster anymore in or at College of Idaho. Three newcomers: Haley Campbell, Drew Williams, Sydney Jund. As we know, they're going to be around really good defense, really good pitching, and speed all over the place. That's going to be the recipe for good vibes for the College of Idaho Yotes. Man, you're talking about this. It's like it's got to be so hard to play in this freaking conference, dude.
Oh,
It's
dude, I would be shaking in my boots.
it's insane. It's insane because like we're about to talk about a couple more teams. Carroll College, great. That's a great program.
Yeah. Oh,
Columbia,
yeah.
great program.
Yeah. They return Kenny Venner, Alyssa Libbert, Kenetois, Samuel Abram, and Morgan Sunchild. Couple of key newcomers in their back pocket. Taylor Sayers, Ella Seaman, and McKinley Earnshaw. I mean, CCC, baby.
Yeah, my bad. I stepped all over College of Idaho on that. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
I got rolling. Um, let let's uh let's speed this thing up. Let's give our predictions and talk AMC and holler at Marsh and get out of here. Carly, for your 2025 Pitcher of the Year, who do you have?
I got my money on Casey Schmidt.
Okay, I am going to go opposite. I'm going to go Kylie Parsons.
Okay, deal. Who do you got player of the year?
Kind of draw a name out of a hat. Um, I think Lolo Walker is going to put up an insane stat line this year. My question is, will she get pitched to eventually? I could definitely see her getting some Sarah Giles treatment at points this year. Um, but if you treat somebody like that, then they deserve to be player of the year. So I'll go Lolo Walker.
I like that. I went Pokia Milborn.
Nice. For the regular season champs, I am going to go with the Southern Oregon Raiders to win the regular season, and I'll go ahead and finish this thing off. I think they sweep it. I think they win the conference tournament as well. I'm going Raiders all the way.
Agree to disagree. I got Oregon Tech.
All the way.
Oregon Tech all the way.
Okay. Okay. So there we go. I
Why?
mean, there's our Cascade rivalry to get it going.
Fly Owls.
Wow. Can the Raiders do this too?
I don't
Oh,
know.
oh my gosh. All right. You want to save AMC for the next one, or you want to go ahead and get them?
Uh, we're already here.
Let's do it. Let's do AMC. I'm gonna go get Marshman.
You want me to just roll?
Uh no, I mean I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, no, I'm here. Like I said, I'm gonna go get Marsh, and I backed away, and I'm like, I'm just gonna text Sydney to just bring Marsh in here. So
Oh, okay.
away. Been sitting down too long. I'm ready to do some jumping jacks or something.
Sure.
All right, but the AMC, hey, it is a conference. We got two teams from that are coming to our tournament, which super sick, Columbia and Missouri Baptist. Some really good teams. Talk to us about AMC, Carly.
Yeah, 2024, Cotty went on to win the tournament. Mobap had a great season as well. They had a respectable 32-10 record. Um, I think there's a couple teams that are going to make a bit of a splash this year. We'll start with Central Baptist. They return a handful of players: Abby West, Kinley Johnson, Alex Jeter, a couple newcomers, and Haley Morange, Riley Keel. And they're really excited about this year. I think they've added some additions that should give them a little bit of a boost. Moving on to MoBAP, they return Jenna Akes, Brooklyn Fisher, and Emily Wright. They got some freshmen, Allie Jenkins, Kira Nash, and Bella Skabinski. Then they're going to add a little bit of boost to their lineup. Cotty College returns Abigail McPherson, Amelia Gassman, Ariana Castillo, Michaela Snyder. They have a JUCO transfer and Estelle Audette, and middle infielder from Canada, Kankakee Community College, and then four freshmen as well. Hannibal LaGrange. They return Anita Kraus, Peyton Sight, Maddie Staley, four newcomers, three additions to their pitching staff. Aristyle State, Gracie Schmidt, Juanisha Washington, two newcomers in Jaden Crenshaw and Michaela Thomas. Moving on to William Baptist, they returned Madison Shoebottom. She was a player of the year for them, All-American, All-Conference. Emberlyn Caldwell, pitcher of the year, freshman of the year, All-Conference. Natalia Watkins, Kaylee Wolf, All-Conference. Morgan Garner, All-Conference in the circle. So they return a lot of talent to this year's 2025 team. They add pitcher McKenna Biddle, a transfer from UARM. Mr. Marsh.
Hey, dude. Marshman, he's like, smell my treats. I'm ready to make my prediction as soon as y'all.
Yeah, and then last one, Columbia College. They return Ella Shooten, Tasia Green, four newcomers, Abigail Zismer, Rosalie Schneider, and they got a solid defense, dominant pitching, great staff, and a powerful offense. Columbia College looking to make a little bit of a splash in the AMC this year. My 2025 prediction, I got my money on Williams Baptist. Player of the year, I got Madison Shoebottom. And pitcher of the year, I got Ella Shooten.
William Baptist. Like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sometimes you gotta shake it up a little bit.
yeah, shake it up.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready to wrap this thing up?
Yeah, let's see Marsh in action.
How are we? What's the best way to do this? All right. Y'all are seeing my brain work in action here. Okay. So here we go. Come here, Marsh. Come here, dude. Come here. Not even visible. Come here. I'm gonna get you in this chair. I gotta put you in this chair.
Some good artwork.
Okay, we're back. All right. So this is Marsh's pick of the week. First one we're doing. So between this episode and when we record again on Thursday, the game that we're rocking with picking is my alma mater, Webb International, versus LSU at Alexandria, Red River Tournament champs. Marsh, Weber, LSUA. What you got, dude? Good boy. That's a
He
Weber
knows.
Warrior right
He
there. That's
knows.
my boy. That's a Weber Warrior right there, baby. Go Warriors. Good boy. Here, you get both treats now. If he would have picked LSU, he wasn't getting the Weber treat. Good
That
job.
was Marsh.
Oh, good deal. Good stuff. All right. So yeah, we'll stop there with our conference previews. Carly and I will be back Friday, so Thursday night we'll record again and we'll get this. We'll get the next one out to you with the rest of the conferences. I think we did like what, 8, and we got like 10 more to go. I obviously wanted to talk about the NAIA SB Invitational. Can't tell, we're pretty stoked about it. Pretty stoked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carly, screw the refs, screw the Chiefs. Sorry, Kansas City fans listening. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I really don't want Philly to win either, but go dogs. I don't,
Go Pack. You know
whatever.
what though? I'd be okay with Saquon getting a ring.
I'd be cool with, yeah, Saquon. Yeah, I don't, it's just Philly. Like, it's just Philly.
Yeah, it
It's,
is.
it's just Philly. Like, I deal with the Philadelphia Philly fans as a Braves fan. It's just brutal. It's just the worst. It's just terrible. And whatever. One of those just awesome, awesome fan bases gets to celebrate a Super Bowl. Wow.
The rest of America is sad.
Well, I bet Super Bowl's going to do mad numbers because we're still going to watch, and now like that's all it was. It's like we got suckers like you and me. Like we're watching regardless. Like
Mhm.
I
I
thought
don't know. I was so mad last night and still
I,
this morning, but I said I am not watching.
I thought about it. I was there till I woke up this morning. I went to bed like I'm not watching the freaking Super Bowl. I'm not. I woke up this morning. I'm like 200 days to the next football game.
I know that's been my thing. I'm like, I gotta enjoy football while we got it.
I got College Football 25, the video game. That's a help. That is a helpful bridge, but whatever. I just want a good game. I want a good game. I want the over to hit. I want it to be a lot of points.
Yeah.
Points, 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 points. All right. Um, anything else?
No, we'll see y'all Friday.
Yep. See y'all Friday. Season 3, episode 1 in the books. Appreciate y'all. Can't wait for a great, great, great season of covering NAI softball. Thank you all for tuning in.